This place is truly unique, a high mountain plateau in Slovenia, anchored deep in the Kamnik-Savinja Alps. It's not a peak for conquering, but a world built entirely for surviving. Today I'm on Velika Planina. It's a mountain plateau in Slovenia, about 16 meters up. Look around. This isn't a museum. It's the working herdsman's village, one of the largest settlements of its kind, still active in Europe. The architecture is instantly recognizable. Oval-shaped huts, their shingled roofs stretching almost to the ground. It's a century-old design, refined to create the most efficient shelter possible for both shepherd and livestock. There is a whole little village up here, still used by shepherds in summer. Some of them even stay overnight in the slow wooden huts that haven't really changed much in 100 years. We are standing on the ground that has been used continuously for an astonishing amount of time. The evidence points to people bringing their cows up here for summer pasture from at least 16th century. Think about that continuity, a tradition that predates most of Europe's modern history. People have brought their cows here for grazing from like 16th centuries, maybe earlier. Life here is simple, driven by the weather and the herd. Their basic diet often includes sour milk and dense mush called Zelenci. But the real local artifact is the Ternich cheese. It's hard, pear-shaped and carved with unique wooden tools. Historically, a shepherd would make two, one for himself and the matching piece for the woman he was courting. It's a love token, a silent, delicious message from the mountain. This is more than just beautiful views. This is a place where history is still the daily routine. People living off the land, doing things the same way for hundreds of years. If you want to see a genuine, untouched piece of Alpine culture, you have to get up to Velika Planina. I just came down from the Alps and now I'm in Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia. This city has a vibe you don't expect. It's small, almost cozy, but the history is massive. It feels less like a capital and more like a gorgeous living open-air museum. The first thing you need to know about this place, it's run by a dragon. You see dragons everywhere here. The Dragon Bridge is the obvious spot, but the dragon is on the city's coat of arms and on the castle flag. Why? Legend says the founder of Ljubljana was the Greek hero, Jason. Yes, that Jason, the one with the Argonauts and the golden fleece. On his way back from stealing the fleece, he stopped in the marshes near here and ran into a massive monster. He fought it, killed it, and that monster became the city's symbol, representing power, courage and wisdom. But the dragon also protects one of the most unexpected things about Ljubljana. It's one of the greenest capitals in Europe. The entire center is totally closed to car traffic. That means the only sounds you hear on the riverbanks are people, street performers and maybe the electric golf carts they use as a free taxi service for locals. Seriously, a free electric shuttle. So, why is the center so perfect? You can thank one guy, Jože Plečnik. He was the city's master architect in the 20th century. And he basically took an earthquake-damaged city and rebuilt it to be a work of art. His main idea was to turn the river into the city's main artery. He reinforced the banks, created the iconic triple bridge, and installed his signature features everywhere, from the columns on the Cobbler's Bridge to the little pyramids on the Trnovo Bridge. It's a city designed around people, not cars. Speaking of local, if you go to Plečnik Central Market, you'll find something wild. A raw milk vending machine. It's called a mlekomat, and you can bring your own bottle and get fresh raw milk 24/7, only in Ljubljana. Above it all sits Ljubljana Castle. It's been here for centuries. When you're up here, remember that this was once the Roman city of Ammon. So, Ljubljana is a city founded by a Greek hero, protected by dragons, redesigned by an architectural genius, and it might just be the most underrated capital in all of Europe. After Ljubljana, I had a plan to visit the most beautiful place in Slovenia. One of the main reasons I came here at all was Lake Bled. But on the way, something unexpected happened. The road took me through the mountains. I didn't even realize where I was until I saw the sign, Logarska Dolina, one of the most beautiful alpine valleys in all of Europe. I didn't go deep inside the valley, just passed along the road. But even from there, it was breathtaking. Steep peaks covered with forest, quiet villages, and tiny farmhouses surrounded by open fields. Slovenia is a small country, but that's what makes it special. In just a couple of hours you can drive from the capital to the Alps, or to the sea, or even to the Italian border. In fact, Slovenia is the only country in the world with the word love right in its name. Around 60% of its land covered by forests, making it one of the greenest places on the planet. And hidden beneath the surface, more than 10,000 caves. Even the world's oldest wooden wheel, over 5,000 years old, was found right here in the Ljubljana marshes. A bit later I found a small lake, Plansarsko Jezero. It's not as famous as Bled, but it's incredibly peaceful, surrounded by pine trees and mountain peaks. The water looks like a mirror, reflecting the sky, the forest, and sometimes just a single duck gliding quietly across the surface. What made the view truly special, however, was the picturesque little church nestled on a small hill nearby. It's a beautiful, simple, white stone structure, looking like it was placed there for the perfect photo. And it adds a touch of historic charm to the already stunning mountain panorama. Driving through northern Slovenia felt like traveling through a painting. Every turn shows a new scene, new mood. And even though Lake Bled was still waiting for me ahead, I already knew Slovenia is full of places that can surprise you, even when you are not looking for them. Today I arrived to the one of the most beautiful lakes, I think, in the world. It's called Lake Bled. It's located in Slovenia. It's the beautiful blue lake, and inside this lake there is a small island. And inside the small island there is a church. Looks fantastic. But that island is more than just a picture. It's the only natural island in the entire country of Slovenia. And once you're there, you find out why it's so famous. You have to climb 99 stone steps to get to the Church of the Assumption. And here is where local legend comes alive. Inside is the famous wishing bell. Legend says, if you ring it 3 times with a single pull, your deepest wish will come true. And some people swear they can still hear the sound of the original bell ringing from the bottom of the lake, lost centuries ago in a storm. Getting to the island is also unique. You'll take a pletna, the traditional wooden rowboat. Because this place is so protected, motorized boats are strictly forbidden here. That means the water is clean, quiet and incredibly clear. It's actually a glacial lake, carved out by an ice age glacier. But here's the surprise. It's fed by thermal springs, which means the water is warm enough to swim in during the summer month. If you're looking for an unforgettable view, you can walk the 5 miles path right around the lake. Also up on the cliff there is the Bled Castle, built over 1,000 years ago, and it's the oldest in the whole Slovenia. The castle is the undisputed king of this valley, Look how the walls follow the impossible contours of the cliff face. And it not only is the oldest castle, but it's still active, hosting weddings, medieval festivals and fantastic restaurant. You can literally bottle your own wine in their cellar and stamp your own souvenir on the ancient printing press. And here is fun fact: the traditional wooden boats, called here pletna, are made by a few local families. It's a tradition passed down by generations. After Lake Bled, I decided to drive through Triglav National Park, a place named after Slovenia's highest mountain, Triglav, which, as locals say, every Slovenian should climb at least once in their life. The road there is one of the most scenic drives in the country, winding between mountains, rivers and small wooden houses that look like they belong in an old postcard. On the way, I stopped by Lake Jasna, a quiet alpine lake just outside Kranjska Gora. Crystal clear water, surrounded by peaks so close that they almost touch their reflection. There is a wooden pier, a small cafe and a bronze statue of a chamois looking over the water, a symbol of courage and the wild spirit of these mountains. I stayed there for a while, just listening to the sound of the wind and the water, and then kept driving deeper into the mountains, where the road began to twist again, toward the next stop, Zelenci. Right now I'm walking to the beautiful small lake. It's called Zelenci, and it's crystal clear, green, beautiful, very beautiful. I will show you in 1 minute. Zelenci is one of those places that doesn't seem real at first. It's a small emerald green lake, hidden at the foot of the Julian Alps. The water here never freezes, it comes straight from underground springs, so clear that you can see every stone at the bottom. There is a small wooden platform where you can stand and just watch, the water bubbling, the mountains reflected, and the colors changing with every cloud that passes. They say the name Zelenci comes from the Slovenian word for green, and when you see it, you understand why. After Zelenci, I continued my trip toward the Italian border, driving through the Alps, where the road climbed higher and higher, until it reached Mangartsko Sedlo, one of the most dramatic mountain passes in Slovenia. The weather wasn't great that day, fog, rain and clouds hanging so low that sometimes I could barely see the road ahead, but there was something beautiful in it too. The quiet sound of rain on the windshield, the feeling of being completely alone in the mountains. I didn't feel much, the visibility was almost gone, but even through the mist, the landscape felt powerful. Massive peaks hiding behind clouds, as if the Alps decided to keep their secrets for another day. Later, the road led me down toward the Soča River, one of the most stunning rivers in Europe. Its color is so beautiful, a bright turquoise that almost glows, even on cloudy days. I stopped by one of the suspension bridges that crossed the river, just a narrow wooden path hanging above the water. Standing there, you can feel the wind, hear the river rushing below, and realize why they call Soca the Emerald Heart of Slovenia. Leaving the cool mountain air of the Alps, I was driving towards Slovenia's incredibly small but perfectly formed coastline. But one final inland stop was mandatory, a dive into Slovenia's world-class wine region, specifically the Goriška Brda. This area is often nicknamed Slovenian Tuscany for its rolling green hills, cypress trees and hilltop villages, surrounded by the Julian Alps and influenced by Adriatic Sea. It has a unique microclimate, perfect for grape growing. Here, the local winemakers focus on high-quality organic wines, with the indigenous white grape Rebula being by undisputed star. From the vineyards, it's a short drive until the sea finally appears, and with it, the breathtaking sight of Piran. Perched on a narrow peninsula, this coastal town is arguably the most beautiful in the entire Adriatic. It feels less like Slovenia and more like a little piece of Venice that simply drifts across the water. That's no coincidence. For over 500 years, Piran was under the control of the Venetian Republic, and its architecture is a stunning testament to that history. The main square, Tartini Square, is a masterpiece of Venetian Gothic design, named after the famous local violinist and composer Giuseppe Tartini. After spending just a few days in Slovenia, I can confidently say that this is the true gem of Europe. It's a small but very beautiful country, and people here are warm and welcoming, and the food is delicious. And what about nature? This view is just fantastic, just look at it. And here is not so many tourists. For example, if you compare to Italy and France, there is a lot of people walking in every street and everywhere, but here in Slovenia there is not so many people, not so many tourists. And the price is very good for everything, for the food, for the hotels, and I love it.